Hello, I'm a Wall Street banker, and I have a message for Congress.
On October 17th, the Treasury Department will run out of emergency measures to borrow money unless the debt ceiling is raised.
It's likely that the nation will default and the stock market will tumble.
So from here on Wall Street, we have this to say to Congress. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Since 2008, we have been the most hated people in America. Well, not anymore.
You're the bad guys now.
Don't get me wrong, we're still horrible monsters.
My business card is made from the wallpaper of an orphanage I had blown up on my birthday. Think about that.
I just ordered underage prostitutes with my iPhone 8.
But at least we're not in Congress.
Nobody keyed my Bugatti today.
I haven't been called the devil in over a week.
My children look me in the eye again. I can't believe it.
From Wall Street to Congress, thank you.
Thank you, Congress.
Thank you, Congress.
Too big to fail?
BS of A with Brian Sack.
Good evening and welcome to the BS of A. I'm your host, Brian Sack. Republicans and Democrats still unable to agree on whether or not salt tastes salty. But first, Obamacare enrollment began last week and was nothing short of glitchy. With me to discuss from the Department of Health and Human Services, Deputy Secretary Larry Levant. Larry, from the moment the exchanges opened, there were nothing but problems.
Right. We anticipated heavy traffic, both from curious people looking to find out about the exchanges and angry people looking to find fault with the exchanges, and then possibly some individuals trying to set up a healthcare thing. But we had no idea that it would tax our iPad so much.
The iPad?
Right. The one we're running Obamacare on. This very iPad, actually. Has a Bluetooth connection to my phone, but I'm just down to one bar, so we are dropping people. There are people not getting healthcare. Do you have Wi-Fi by any chance?
Whose idea was it to run all the healthcare exchanges off of an iPad?
That's a Bosco idea.
Bosco?
Right. He's a Croatian dude that we found on Craigslist.
So the healthcare exchanges were set up by a Croatian guy named Bosco.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have said that he's Croatian. It's making us both sound racist.
No, that's not the point. I'm talking about one guy set up this whole thing.
Well, Bosco is a pretty sharp guy. And by outsourcing the project, obviously we save taxpayers a fortune. Remember, we have no money to run this thing on, so.
Okay, so this Bosco set up the healthcare exchanges on the iPad.
Yep, on Sebastian's iPad.
Who is Sebastian?
He's my son. This is actually his iPad. I had to delete all of his episodes of Kung Fu Panda on here so that we could get the exchanges on. It's limited storage.
Okay,
So.
I mean, this is absolutely mind-boggling.
Right, that a 7-year-old has an iPad. I feel guilty.
No, not that. No, it's not that. It's that this was so badly thought out.
Well, Brian, I mean, I'll be first to admit, this is on me. We did not consider that Sebastian was going to shut down the exchanges every time he played Angry Birds. So I take full responsibility for that.
So your kid still uses that iPad that all the exchanges are on?
Only during long trips in the car, and never at the dinner table, Sebastian. Never. My wife and I are very strict about that. Actually, speaking of which, if you are a citizen who was trying to sign up on the federal exchange and Dora the Explorer came on and explained the alphabet to you, just know that is an issue on our end.
And these are the things that you call a glitch?
Well, yeah, that's a pretty liberal interpretation of the word glitch, but yeah, I'd say that.
Okay, and how long can we expect these glitches to continue, Larry?
There's the good news. I can see the servers are already less congested, so now we're just dealing with people who want to sign up for healthcare.
Okay, and is that experience improving for them?
Definitely. Although it may be temporary because, well, we're going to see the grandparents this weekend, and they're in Maine, so that is a 4-hour car trip, Brian, and is a lifesaver. Okay.
We'll be right back.
Actually, I'm down to 8% battery. You have a charger I could use?
No, not on me.
Darn. A matter of life and death.
Yeah, well.
The following is a message from non-essential government employees.
Hi, we're from the National Park Service. All national parks are closed until the shutdown ends. Sorry.
Now, we know that you may think that the national parks are just big woods and you don't need our help.
Not true.
No, about 90% of our job is to rescue visitors who've been kidnapped by bears and forced into domestic bear servitude.
To do this, we must find the human bear wife and emancipate him or her from the den.
If you get abducted into white bear slavery during the shutdown, we are not coming for you. That is your life now. You belong to a bear. So please think about that.
Almost all mail will be delayed, and the chances of your mail being damaged in transit is very high.
With inadequate staff at the post office, be prepared for long lines and confusion there.
The good news, though, is we're not affected by the shutdown. So,
The American Battle Monuments Association is shut down. If you visit Gettysburg and see a statue of a tall, gangly, bearded man giving a speech, and the base of the statue says, President Lincoln delivers his Gettysburg Address November 19th, 1863, and you'd like to know what that statue is about? Too damn bad.
Good luck with that, the FCC.
The National Office of Mine Safety is closed during the shutdown.
The Antitrust Division of the Department of Justice was deemed non-essential. If you have a problem with that, call your congressman. I'm sorry, there's only one phone company now, and calls are very expensive. For more antitrust news, just watch one of the news networks. I'm sorry, there's just one remaining mega network that shows nothing but Duck Dynasty and Pawn Stars. Duck Stars.
The Centers for Disease Control recommends you hold your breath until this shutdown ends because this virus is super nasty. I have it? No.
Welcome back. I'm joined today by three experts to discuss the issues of the day that are of interest to me. My first guest currently finds himself with lots of time on his hands. Please welcome a furloughed death panel judge. And do we have a name?
my name is of no concern to you or your viewers. How's your knee?
My knee is better. Had a little ACL injury a year ago or something.
Sure. You know what we do to horses?
You put them down.
Yes.
Are you suggesting something?
Well, I'm furloughed. Please turn the government back on so I can get back to work.
Oh, my God. My next guest has given pathetic and bored New Yorkers something to stand in line for by inventing the cronut dessert pastry along with many other amazing kitchen concoctions. Please welcome celebrity chef Strichard Wadowski?
Yeah.
Strichard.
Wadowski, because I'm Polish.
Oh, okay.
And Strichard, because my middle name's Richard, my first name's Steve, and I did one of my classic combinations on those and made Strichard.
Strichard. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
That's my thing. I kind of like mix things up and put one and two together. And
You
then
made the
get-
cronut, the croissant pastry with it's made from croissant and donut or combined.
Yeah, I brought one. You want to see what it looks like?
Sure.
Yeah, here's the cronut.
I thought it would look different. Huge success.
Yeah, people line up for this, and it takes me about, I just go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, buy them, and just...
Wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Pacines?
Don't introduce me.
Yeah.
And my last guest has won a Tony, an Emmy, and an Academy Award for his work as one of America's most talented and beloved actors. Please welcome Al Pacino, circa Devil's Advocate.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
All right, time to talk.
Great to have you here.
Get yourself ready and go. Brian, how you doing?
Welcome.
Good to see you. I was just doing some prep work.
Are you a method interviewee?
I'm playing Abraham Lincoln at the end of the month.
You are?
80 and how many years ago? 7 years ago?
7, yeah, 7.
That's 87 years, you know that?
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, Brian, it's great to have me here.
Okay, so Frontline PBS comes out with a report saying that the NFL has basically hidden the fact that they're basically a brain damage factory. There's tons of research showing that they just mess up everybody's brains. Let me ask you this, death panel judge with no name. What is something that you know is horrible but you don't talk about because it's very profitable?
Well, you know your pizza maker, Papa John?
Papa John, sure.
Papa John,
Yeah.
he makes the pizzas,
Yeah.
and he has publicly spoken out against the Affordable Care Act. It costs him more money. So he is marked for death as soon as the furlough ends.
What?
But here's my secret to you. I love the Papa John's pizza.
Well, so a dilemma
Delicious,
for you.
and the crust is very doughy, is very light. So even when the command comes in that he will be forced into some sort of government-run healthcare and killed, he may live because his pizza
pleases me.
Because he makes good pizzas. So I guess
Not empirically good. I like iffy pizza. I like dodgy pizza. I would not spend more than $6 on a pizza. And the best $6 pizza in the world is Papa John.
so basically appease the death panel judges and you might live longer.
If you cook well, you may live.
Okay, speaking of cooking well, Strichard, what is
Hey,
something
man.
that something that's really horrible that you know about but you're willing to ignore because it's very profitable?
You know, I would say that I know that that my cronut is just really a croissant and a donut, which I admitted at the top of the show.
Sure.
Right from Dunkin' Donuts.
But you're making a good chunk of money from that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I figured since today I'm here broadcasting, I figured I'd break out some of my new classic combos.
Please, give us one.
Break it out.
Yeah. I thought people in the morning, you like coffee?
Right.
Right?
Sure.
You like coffee, bro guy?
Coffee, yeah.
All right, cool. And then they like bagels.
Okay.
Right? So basically what you do is you take the coffee and you pour it on the bagel, and then you get a combo here, which is a kegel.
A kegel.
A kegel.
You realize kegel's not necessarily the best word when you're talking about food.
What? It's a coffee bagel, a kegel.
A kegel. But kegel exercises?
Vaginal muscles, my boy.
There you go. Al Pacino, sir, what is something you know to be terrible, but you kind of hide it because it's profitable?
Working on any given Sunday. Mm-hmm. A lot of people got injuries after that.
Okay.
A lot of people got hit in the head. Not one of them complained.
Okay.
I just want to say that first off.
Did they not? Why didn't they complain?
Because they couldn't talk, Brian. They couldn't talk, couldn't remember what happened.
Okay.
A lot of times we'd take them off set, leave them in an alleyway somewhere. Wake up, they go, I was dreaming I was in a movie. But they weren't. Well, they were, but they didn't know.
Until they saw themselves in the credits.
No, we didn't list them in the credits. All non-union actors.
Oh, smart. Okay. This week's Under the Table sponsor is the United States Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is a considerably neglected and underfunded part of the Department of Homeland Security, much the same as it was before 9/11. So don't forget about our brave men and women who serve their country in the United States Coast Guard, the 5th branch of the armed services. We'll be right back.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
The BS of A presents The Best Stuff of America with Matt Fisher. Thousand Island Dressing.
You know, over the past 30 years, vinaigrettes have become more and more popular. And you know what else has happened? They've chased God out of schools.
Next time.
Sir Crispin Glover.
And now, the Glenn Beck Show highlight of the week.
I'm done babying kids. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing. We're going to cripple them.
The Glenn Beck Show highlight of the week was brought to you by a guy in the United States Coast Guard, America's least understood armed service.
Look at me, protecting the coast, keeping my fellow Americans safe. I still remember when my life all turned around.
So what brings you to the Armed Services Recruiting Office?
Well, I wanted to serve my country, but I'm not sure how.
Okay, great. Well, my job is to help find you the right armed service. How do you feel about being the first to fight?
Not good. Don't want to be involved. It'd be more my style to sort of swoop in afterwards and say, like, this was a real kerfuffle.
Okay, so let's forget the Marine Corps. I know. You probably want to fly planes around.
Not at all. I have a real problem with heights. I once had a panic attack just from being on a barber chair that was too tall. My friends call me Sea Level Sam.
Okay, then we'll forget the Air Force. How about traveling? You like that?
Surprisingly, no. Not fond of different parts of the world. I read an atlas once, and I was like, what is this junk? Not interested in what's outside this country.
Okay, then. You know what? I think we should go for the Army.
It's interesting. My dad was in the Army. He was a sergeant, and he always said that was the best decision he ever made.
And there you go.
And I detest my dad.
What?
Just a completely fractured relationship.
All right. Okay, this is tough. This is tough. I know. How do you feel about Lebanon, Kansas?
Lebanon, Kansas, the geographical center of the contiguous United States?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to be as far away from that place as possible, but still within the jurisdiction of the United States.
I knew it. And how do you feel about helping people who aren't very good at sailing?
Helping bad sailors?
Yeah, like dingbats who don't put enough gas in their boat or who can't read a nautical chart but go out into the ocean anyway.
Oh man, saving mediocre seafarers from themselves has been a lifelong dream of mine.
Okay, I think I have just the service for you.
What's that?
The United States Coast Guard, the 5th branch of the armed forces.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they exist.
No, I mean, are you serious in the sense of, that sounds awesome. What on earth does a Coast Guard do?
I have no idea. I mean, we haven't been invaded in like 200 years, so maybe that's their job.
Wait a minute. My dad's not going to be in a Coast Guard boat, is he?
I can't imagine he would be.
Then you got yourself a deal.
All right, then.
All right. This is Admiral Koharski. We've got a bunch of people who went swimming right after a meal. Not a good use of your time? Not worth talking about. All right, I won't call again. Yeah, this is the life for me.
The United States Coast Guard, protecting the coast from redcoats to Nazis to Cuban commandos. Ain't nobody getting through.
With the cost of Obamacare being debated in every corner of the country, I thought it would be a good idea to send our own Anthony Atamanuik out onto the streets of Manhattan to see what regular New Yorkers and tourists think about this somewhat controversial topic. Take it away, Anthony.
What's your name?
Liz.
And what's your dog's name?
Falcor.
Hi, Falcor. So what is Obamacare?
Allegedly, it's universal health care.
I, like most Americans, know very little about it. Don't know if it's going to work.
How would you fix health care in America?
How would I feed the world? That's a tough question.
Oh man, that's a big rat's nest.
Elect some people who know a little bit more about it.
What would those people look like? Will it be harder if Chris Christie is president to take him seriously when he talks about health care?
I think it would be more difficult for me to take Chris Christie seriously about healthcare.
Why do you hate Italians so much?
You've got to stop obesity. Everyone's paying for, obesity.
Fatties, for fat.
Yeah.
Everyone's paying for fatties.
Yep.
Say that.
Yep, everyone's paying for fatties.
In Vegas, with the mob, we knew how to run a casino.
Do you think the mob maybe should run health care?
If it would be better run, and people would pay their debts, or they'd be in trouble.
Yeah, that's for sure. Not only that, then if they got their arm or leg broken, they could immediately go and get help.
Gambino Care.
Yeah, Gambino Care. I think that's a way better name. One projection has Obamacare costing the federal government $621 billion over 10 years. What would you do if you had $621 billion, or what would you spend it on?
I can't even imagine spending that much myself.
Maybe a dog bed for Falcor.
He already has an orthopedic.
What?
Orthopedic memory foam bed.
Does he have an assistance dog for him?
I would take the few billion and come back and visit New York again.
Personally, I'd buy an island somewhere and hide.
How many citizens would be on that island?
About 20.
20? Name them.
Oh, gosh. My mother, my sister, my brother, family. Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Obamacare's success is dependent on flooding the system with young people. So what is a way that you would get young people to join Obamacare?
Some sort of free technology.
An iPad for everyone who signs up. Free Wi-Fi with any upper GI exam.
Yeah, there you go.
Early screenings and, regular health checks.
For like films?
No,
I wanted to see Gravity, but I couldn't get into that screening. So you're saying if young people could get early screenings to movies prior to their release, they might be more inclined to sign up for healthcare?
No, health screenings.
Boring.
I can't trick kids to read.
How do you trick these young people to do things?
Oh, I feed them Junior's cheesecake at the end.
So you think if everyone got a Junior's cheesecake, they'd sign up for healthcare?
After a while, you'd have to have healthcare, wouldn't you?
Some people believe that there will be death panels if Obamacare is instituted. Who would sit on the panel? And who would you want put to death?
Nasty people should be the ones first on the list.
Like mean people?
Yeah, mean people, nasty people.
Or nasty smelling.
Judges. Well, maybe that too.
Who would you put on the panel?
I would not have a panel.
But if you had one, who would you put it on?
People who were so indecisive that they would never make a decision.
So like Mitt Romney and John Kerry would chair it.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying you said it. I'm also saying that you hate Italians.
I didn't say either of those things.
You said Chris Christie's an uneducated meatball when we weren't recording.
Okay.
You called him a pasta head earlier before we started taping.
But I do love pasta, so.
You said that old bag of lasagna should be thrown into a vat of his own gravy.
I did not.
Let's agree to disagree. What did I learn, Brian? Nothing. Everyone's as confused as I am about what Obamacare is or isn't. And I still can't get a straight answer about a death panel. But I hope there is one, because there's a lot of people I want dead. Back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. Okay, before we leave, quickly, what is a governmental bureau or service that you've greatly missed during the shutdown?
Oh, no question, Brian. The National Institute of Health.
Oh, okay.
They do research, obviously, medical research, and under Obamacare, cancer research is no longer about curing cancer, it's about giving cancer. Autism research, about spreading autism. And those things would be my weapons for enacting the death warrants that I sign.
Wow.
But it's all frozen, so for the first few weeks, even after the furlough, I'm going to have to kill people with bats in my car and stuff, so it's...
Brutal. Wow. Stritcher.
Hey, man.
What is a government bureau or service that you've greatly missed since the shutdown?
Oh, I miss the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Okay.
Because it's my favorite combination of random
Three
things.
great things that go well together.
Yeah.
Mr. Pacino.
Yeah.
What is a government bureau or function that you have greatly missed since the shutdown?
Boy, there's so many, Brian. I'd have to say, first off, when I think about it, I think, what department do I use the most in the government? I have to say I use the highways, because I drive to Jersey to visit family.
Department of Transportation.
No, I can't ride on the highway anymore.
You can't ride in the highway?
Haven't driven on the highway since the shutdown. No, boy. No, sir. No, sirree.
Have you tried to? Because...
Oh, no. I just said, that's it. I ain't driving.
You've made a blanket assumption that the highways are turned off?
Of course. They must be turned off. Can't have any lights in the house. They won't let me into Bergdorf Goodman's.
You're assuming that Bergdorf Goodman's is closed during the shutdown?
Of course it is. Yeah, can't get a suit. Can't get a new black suit, Brian. Can't do my plays. National Endowment of Arts shut down all theaters.
Have you tried?
All productions.
Have you tried going to a theater lately?
I don't have to, Brian. I don't have to.
I'm just disagreeing with you that...
Can't disagree with you. You're shut down.
I'm not shut
You're
down.
shut down. You're shut down.
I'm not shut down. I'm right here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
What's the issue here, guys? What's going on?
There's no
What
issue.
are we doing? Are we open or are we shut down?
We're open.
Which one is it?
We're open.
Why don't we make a decision?
We're open. We're open.
We're open?
We're open.
Ah, fine. Then we're open for business.
All right, now we're closed. That's all the time we have for this week's BS of A. Like us on Facebook, love us on Twitter, spread the word on YouTube, and remember there are only 73 shopping days left until Christmas, so please, why not go to Amazon.com and pre-order the hilarious new book, The United States versus Santa Claus, today. Thank you, and good night, America, and good night, Al Pacino.
You sure we're open?
We're not open, we're closing. The show's ending. It's coming to a close.
There we go. Another disappointment. Thanks, President Obama. Obama sack. Oh, boy.